Hello and welcome to the Wildcat walkthrough. My name is Cedric Bailey, and we are so thankful that you are joining us today. It's time to talk to the head coach of the Dunbar Wildcats, and we have with us today Coach Todd Lawson. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm fine, Cedric. How you doing today?
I'm all right, and glad to be able to talk to you because we got to get ready for a game on this Thursday, and this week we're going to be at Hanley Field against Benbrook.
Yes, sir.
And this is, I guess, our third time playing them because I looked at their schedule and they only have 3 games at home and they got to play 7 games on the road.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of how our schedule turned out to be this year too. You know, we got Benbrook as a home game. We have Eastern Hills as a home game, and then we have Western Hill as a home game this year. So it kind of threw us off last year because we didn't play everybody, but we played some of the teams. So some of them kind of flipped it over. If you played them home last year, you have to do them as visitors. So it kind of threw our schedule off a little bit. But, you know, after this year, we got to go back to the rezone and redistricting stuff in February. So everything will be starting over anyway next.
All right. Well, let's see. I'm looking at their schedule. You guys, I mean, they opened up in the season back on the 27th of August, and they lost that game 56-7 to Sanger. And then on Thursday night, September the 2nd, they played against Ferris, lost that game 43-13, and then they played against Mineral Wells and lost that game 28-8. So that means when they play you guys, they're going to be hungry to try to get a win.
Oh yeah, and it'll be a big game because that's the start of district. So now, like I told our kids, hey, it's for real now. Everything counts. So forget about what we've done previously. We have to improve on what we're doing, and these games count. So now we're trying to get in, position ourselves, for the top spot. So this is where it starts this week. So we get to see how the kids respond.
Well, it seemed like over previously when we played against Madison, they had lost their first game and you guys had to respond because they was looking for their first win against you. And then, of course, O.D. White lost their first 2 games, and then they played you guys and got their first win. So
yeah,
it's how do you get a team up for it? You know what I mean? How do you get them focused and say, hey, listen, forget about last week. Now this is where it counts as far as district. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Just let them know. And if you struggle through the preseason, you can kind of look at that and say, okay, now you got a brand new season. Everything starts over right now. And we just tell them the same. Whatever we've accomplished, we got to look at the things that we need to improve on. Go ahead and improve on, be pushing to improve on this. The first thing I've been telling them, we've been starting slow. I think the whole year now, we've only started we've scored over 100, but 120, like 21 points this year in 3 games. But we've only scored 6 points in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to get out and start. We got to get out clicking right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's just an emphasis that I would talk to them today about before we even went off in practice. And, we just talked about what is practice. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you just practicing to be practicing? Are you practicing, to be good? Are you practicing, to improve? So we kind of talked about those things and went out there today and kind of started the morale was up, up a little bit. So we kind of want to do that because my thing is we need to start the game strong.
Yeah. Well, that game is going to be at 7:00, and it's at Hanley Stadium, Scarborough Hanley, in Fort Worth. And of course, what do you see from watching film about some of your concerns? Where are they strong at?
Well, with them, they have a running back. He's rushed over 100 yards each of those games. So they've kind of got behind the 8 ball where they kind of gave up some points where they got behind. So they was chasing the whole game. But they have a little quarterback. They're gonna be a team that. They're not as athletic as we've played before, but they're gonna do the small things. So we got to make sure that we pay attention to their formations and think whether they're tight end, are they going double wing? The guys gotta identify that and don't be lagged to sleep on things and always understand your responsibility. And then we just got to get after it. Like I told the guys, just play reckless and abandon and just get after the ball. Be full speed, getting after the ball. We'll be fine.
Let's talk about your offense, and you've been going with 2 quarterbacks or so. So what are you looking at this week as far as your QB situation?
It'll pretty much be the same. We just kind of go with who starts out and who got a real good feel for the game, and then we'll ride with them. But Tajon plays a lot of safety as well. So we definitely want to keep Woodard ready, Brighton, keep him ready to go, because we like to get in when we want to give breaks and stuff like that. So we still try to give guys the breaks and things like that. But I already know eventually one of them will take over and I have that position full time.
Yeah, I got you, because they got to. And the good thing about it, they're both juniors. Is that correct? They are juniors.
Well, one is a junior, and Brighton Woodard, number 4, he's a sophomore.
It's sophomore. Okay, I got you.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of like to see him be able to go ahead and. What about that running back situation? Because I know you have possibly 3 guys, and we know that with Malik not being able to play now, so we're going to go with the big mean Gene Moore, and you got to go with the other young man too as well.
Yeah, we'll have Brazil. We brought up a young freshman that'll be good, pretty promising. So we kind of want to bring him in slow, just to kind of let him fill in for those guys, to give them a break and things like that. But we should have Malik back this week. So
really?
Yeah, hoping everything work out. He do the things he's supposed to do. So he should be back. So that'll be an added plus on both sides of the ball.
Okay, well, good. How about on the offensive line? What can you say about on the offensive line and with your Wildcats are doing, Coach?
Well, we just got to become a line big. We just got to become more aggressive, and play from whistle. Play from the start of the play to the whistle. And like I tell guys, you understand what your responsibility. We just got to work now. You just got to work. It's not a free play where you just lean up on somebody. We have to work. Our success is dependent on our line. So, and that's some things that I emphasize with them, even when we talk to them about our grades, on how they graded out in the game. They control the game. If they come out and do what they're supposed to do, oh man, you start letting Gene get to that secondary, man. They don't want to tackle him. And then you start letting Brazil get to that second level. They don't want to tackle him either. Hopefully be able to bring Malik in. Malik come in and do his thing as well. So they gotta just take pride in what they're doing and understand that, hey man, you got to be successful at what you're doing. If this is your job, go out there and perform it.
Wow. Let's talk about your coaching staff and what they bring to the table. We already know about Coach Blaze Roberts. So let's talk about some of your other coaches and what they're doing and how's it been going with the staff and putting this all together.
Okay, my new defensive coordinator this year is Coach Mario Hill. He's a good guy. He's a front seven type of guy where he draws up a lot of things for that. So he's real good at what he does. Brings a lot of energy to it. A linebacker is Coach Ruben Vaughn. He coaches the linebackers, and then in the secondary I have Coach Fry, and myself I help with them in the secondary. And then on the offensive side we got Coach Acker one day, who works with the receiver coach. He actually went to Southeastern Oklahoma and he coached up there a little bit. He works with the receivers, and I already talked. You already know Blaze, and then I have 2 offensive line coaches. One is Coach Johnson, Coach DeJuan Johnson. He's from Nebraska. He's doing a great job with that. He's the head coach of Raston. So he works with those guys a great deal, getting a lot of participation from the linemen. And then another offensive line coach I have is Coach Matthew Spruhan, who does a good job as well. So, we just got to put it together. And like today, just going in practice, like I tell the kids, just going in practice and having nice quality practice, man, where we're not just practicing, hoping to hurry up and get it over with and all that kind of thing, but going in to learn and to better. If we're going in to better ourselves, then we're good. That's all we can ask for.
That's right. Thursday night football is going down at Scarborough Hanley Field. It's Benbrook Bobcats taking on, of course, Dunbar Wildcats, and fans have been coming out too, man. I know they've been there, and that big game that against White, man, everybody was there too as well.
Oh yeah, and that was really the thing with us when we played White. They was really going to push their game and pump their game up. To get a lot of people come out there, because that's one of those Fort Worth rivalries of someone that we don't normally get a chance to play.
Yeah.
So that was a great deal. That was a great deal there. So, we'll be talking with them, trying to get their game again for the next couple of years next year. So we're just going to keep that stuff going and get the people out to come out and support the kids. And then we'll start, it'll start picking up, which we don't play our homecoming until November the 5th, which is the last game of the season. So we'll get a lot of them out. They've already gearing up for that. So we get a lot of them out for that game. So we just got to go out and do our job. And the better we play and win games, the bigger that crowd's gonna be. So we
That's
just got
right.
what we're supposed to do.
Now, Coach, some of the things you guys do off field, I mean, activities, do they get a chance to bond a little bit together? So do you get a chance to do that?
Oh yeah, we do a lot of things. We do a lot of things like that. A lot of times, I just like to do things with the boys where, we do some community work, just going out into community, doing things for the elderly. I kind of look at even, when I was young, coming up, there was always those elder figures that you had in the neighborhood that they always had to say something to you, or to see you. You had to go over their house at a certain time because you had to go to the store for them, or call you over there to come get the trash can and push up to the, to their garage. So we kind of go out in the neighborhood, let those guys meet those kind of people, and let them know that they're still there. Just, hey, man, to let the kids know that there's always someone watching where they go. We do things like that. And we do like the, last year we didn't do the food drive, but we hope we'll be able to do the food drive this year when we go out to the food bank, when they give out the food for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We have guys that go out there and help take the groceries and stuff to the elderly cars. Just talk to them and chit chat with them because they love to see the kids. I mean, they love to see, especially when you have young men that walk up and they're mannerable, they're respectful, and they're humble, and they walk up to these people, and man, you just, like I tell the kids, I say they get a bigger kick out of this than y'all because they like seeing the young kids headed in the right direction and doing something positive because they hear so much negative. So, we kind of do those things and keep those things going, and wherever else we may be able to help. And I got a good group of kids because whenever something come up, I can call them and say, hey, y'all need to go over and do this. Or a couple of Saturdays ago, they went up to Rise and Star to help them with some community service, things like that. So I always got kids around that are like that. And I just try to get them out there where they can meet different people and just mingle with people in the neighborhood because you never know who you may shake hands with. You never know who may know somebody else, or you may need a job. Even going to school, somebody may know somebody there. I remember when I first went off to school, I ran into a guy who was from Salt Lake City, Utah, and his mom was still there. So I already knew that was a Sunday meal. Yeah. And I was like, a free Sunday meal. Hey, you baby, just come by here whenever you're hungry, and I go by there on that Sunday. Yeah, I have me a good home meal.
I know that's right. That's what it's all about.
And guys be jealous, they be jealous of it because you get to come back. But once I had a plate with a piece of fall over it. So it was
and then you get more than they do.
Yeah. So, just trying to let the kids know there's things like that available. It's in your neighborhood, just go out and support and be supportive and, be mindful and be respectful. That's the biggest thing, just being respectful.
Well, you got State Fair Classic this week, Grambling versus Prairie View. That's going to be at the Cotton Bowl on this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal.
It's that time of the year, man. So we get to go to the State Fair. So I already know my family will be there.
Yeah, I know that's right. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the Cowboys? They got their win. They got their first win.
And I was really, I really sit down, really enjoyed the game because you can see, man, the Cowboys can be pretty good. Man. They can be really pretty good. And even though the defense gave up some points, you look at the guys that they had that was out. And they were still able to muster up, get pressure, do some things. And, it's looking up, it's looking up. Even though they're in the NFC East, if they could just get out and get into playoffs, they're going to give some teams some real problems. And I think the only problem I have with them now is that, drop balls. That's the only thing. Because you think about it, they would have made some of those catches and didn't drop, things that should have been caught, man. I don't think the game would have been that close. They could have, I ain't saying it would have been a blowout, but at least win by 7 or something like that, where you don't have to kick that field goal or something like that at the end. But they could be pretty good because you got your running games going on. Pollard, you got a guy that's doing that, and Ezekiel. So I'm thinking that's going to kind of put a little. Help a little with Ezekiel as far as strength-wise later in the season.
That's right.
When it started getting a little cold to see, now we can start leaning on him a lot more. And I'm not the coach in there, but I'm thinking that's what they're doing, kind of saving him.
Yes.
Make sure they get him in shape, and then it's going to be really, really good. Like I say, they, those guys just don't, really just dropping a few balls. And Dak doing a great job throwing the ball around. He's impressed me because he's throwing that ball around and different receivers. And like I say, if they just give him the time, he's going to be fine.
All right. Well, Coach, we're ready for the game on this Thursday evening. It's Benbrook versus, of course, the Dunbar Wildcats. And, of course, we'll be praying for you guys. I try to sing your word of the day each morning.
Yeah.
To be
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what? And it's funny, though, but it's like, said I probably need to talk to you off the there, but it's good when people say that, because I'll be like, sometimes you just don't know what be going on in people's mind.
Yeah.
All of a sudden something like that pop up.
Yeah. Well, I just want to let you know we support you, Coach. So good luck to you, and we'll talk off the air. And of course, folks, hey, the matchup is going down on BGC Sports Network too. And hopefully the people have been listening. They've been letting you know they've been listening to the broadcast too as well.
Oh yeah. Appreciate that.
All right, it's Wildcat Walkthrough with Coach Todd Lawson. We'll be right back, so keep it right here.
All right, thank you.